What's going on, my fly hippie family? It's your boy Izzy, and this clip, man, is another Gil Arena clip. Somebody wanted me to see this. I think they were just trying to show me, like, look, this is how all these women are thinking. So y'all are showing me that the women just really have a hard time taking criticism, and this is why they also hate that we're telling them that Caitlin Clark is their cash cow and all that stuff. So thank all of y'all for all the support that y'all been giving me, man. I really appreciate that. Y'all already know what to do, man. Like the video if you like the content, subscribe to the channel, and get in the comment section and let me know your thoughts about this. Let's get into it.
A lot of hate in the air. We got to talk about some hate that the women's side is getting. Michael Porter Jr. pulled up to the pivot recently, had this to say about the women's game.
Uh-oh.
And they're very talented, but so is a famous ping pong player. They're just as talented as the best ping pong player is just as talented as the best basketball player. That doesn't mean they're going to get paid the same because
they play ping pong.
It's what the people want to watch. You know what I mean? So, as much as I understand females wanting the same treatment as men basketball players, it's a different sport. People, they're not packing out the arenas. Obviously, their TV deals aren't the same. So as much as I advocate for women and kind of the equality of the respect of their craft and all those things, I mean, you can't pay them the same thing, you know, but I do feel like there should be a little way to make a little bit more money for them because they are very talented.
Yeah, I think the big thing, obviously, when you're thinking about negotiations, labor unions, and different things like that, I don't believe there's any woman that believes she should be paid as a man gets paid. It's more about the revenue share. It's more about the percentage. And I think those things play into it. And then the other side of it is treatment, you know, within their own organizations. Like, they're never, like, they don't.
Well, it's not as exciting.
No, it's not as exciting.
It's not as exciting basketball.
Yeah, you're not.
They got to lower the rims. I would watch a girl coming down the lane. On another, I would watch that.
Lord.
They need to lower the rims.
They're actually.
Oh Lord, I already see where this going, bro. I've seen this before where they told these women to lower the rim, and they just go on a ballistic rampage, like, oh, is that what basketball's all about? Oh, that's what I'm like, hold on, try to calm down. Like, it's just an opinion. Honestly, it's not being disrespectful. The layups, it doesn't get the people going. It's not provocative. Shout out Will Ferrell. You already in the WNBA, you already have a smaller ball. Is that being disrespectful? You have a shorter arc when you're shooting the threes. Is that being disrespectful? Oh Lord, he egging it on.
So Lexi, you had some thoughts on MPJ's comments. Floor is yours.
Well, let me start by saying, I think his heart was in the right place. So I'm not here to shit on Michael Porter Jr.
Okay.
I do think he started on the right foot, and then he just kind of put his foot in his mouth. And, like, my issue with the pivot is they allow these guys to say things that they know is wrong, and they just are like, okay, keep going, or they'll feed them more information for them to then double down on the stupid shit that they had just said. So I mean, there's like a lot to unpack in his like statements, identifying us as females instead of women the whole time, that we can't get treated the same, and then he then says treatment to payment, which are two completely different things. We can still be treated with respect, and they can respect our craft without us making $20 to $30 million a year. Like, those things are not, like, both of those things can happen. We cannot get paid $30 million, and we can be respected and treated well for being professional basketball players. Lowering the rims comment, you already know how I feel about that. It's stupid. It doesn't benefit me personally at all, because I'm still not going to dunk. Yeah. I can't dunk on a 10-foot rim. I'm definitely not going to dunk on a 9-foot rim. It's going to fuck up my shooting. It's going to fuck up everybody's shooting. And I just feel like the way he plays basketball, like, he shoots a lot of threes. I just don't. He doesn't dunk. He wants us to dunk. You dunk. Like,
whoa.
What are we talking about? It's a tired conversation. And I'm very annoyed with men continuing to create these spaces to discuss these things when they don't watch our games, they don't know us, they don't ask us our opinions about anything ever. And, like, if you don't have to watch us play, that's fine. But, like, for you to just sit there and just constantly shit on our craft, our product, and everything without really being tuned in. Like, it's just not, it's not right at this point. But again.
Okay. Because she's unpacking a lot of crazy stuff here. She was saying, like, Michael Porter don't dunk. That man dunks. What are you talking about? No. Oh, no. Lexi. He's showing compassion, and he said he's a fan. He watches your game. Now, she said another thing where she was talking about they don't ever ask them anything. Shaq asked Brittany about lowering the rim. T-Mac asked, who he asked, bro, on that. And she cooked him. But he asked like about the rim thing. She said something else about messing up her shot. Do you understand the goals in parks don't necessarily be 10 inches? Like, if people that play in the park can adjust their shot, I play everywhere. I play everywhere, right? And everywhere the rim is different. My game stays the same. Yeah, I might miss the first 2 or 3 or whatever, but once I start seeing how it is, oh, it's over with. I'm wetting that thing. So if people who don't practice basketball every day can adjust their game to fit a rim wherever it's at, I don't think that'll mess up y'all game. Y'all practice shooting all day, every day. Y'all practice the game all day, every day. It's your job. So you telling me you're not skillful enough to shoot on a goal that's a couple inches shorter? You gotta stop thinking about yourself when it comes to the lowering the rim. Of course, you can't dunk. Okay, cool. But what about the other players that have a little more oomph in their leap? And I fought bruh, man. I fought the host. And she said the pivot allows people to come on and they don't hold them accountable for the dumb stuff they're saying. I want to see if this happens to her. I can already see, I can look at McCant face and Gil face and tell that they're not about to hold her accountable. I can tell.
You don't have to watch anything, but y'all always want to talk about us, so might as well watch us. Like,
look at the faces. Look.
Okay. What is the problem? Mm-hmm. What is the solution?
Right. Great question.
Now, if we can't, one, answer the questions.
Okay.
And we can't come to any resolve about any of the conversations that's being had. Right? So a lot of times when we do ask the question, so what's the problem?
Yeah. I mean, everyone says the problem is the product. That's not the problem. There's great basketball being played throughout the entire W.
Okay.
Then we're either getting compared to NBA, which everyone complains about how NBA is being played right now. So we either get compared to that, or we get compared to the 3 most marketed women's college basketball games of the entire women's college basketball season. So we're stuck in the middle, just getting it from both sides. If we were out there playing bad basketball, like, I would understand, but like that's not the case. So marketing, promotion, our equity in our media deals, all that, it's a very layered issue.
Let me ask you this.
Hold on, because so she said bad basketball isn't being played. I don't want to rip the WNBA apart because I want them to be successful. I want that league to become a very marketable league, a very profitable league. The fact that you already can't dunk, okay, that takes a piece of excitement out. Now you're missing wide open layups, and when you shoot, like, you're shooting like it's more missed layups and air balls going on in the WNBA than it is in the NBA. Gotta admit that that's just not exciting. It's not exciting to watch. To her defense, it is some great basketball being played. Like I saw the Caitlin Clark, the Fever and Sky game. That was entertaining. But I can't sit here and say that it wasn't some plays in there that just was like, ugh, what was that?
You said you're playing good basketball, and you feel that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we ask NBA players right now, are you guys playing good basketball right now? Do you think they would say yes?
They're going to say yeah.
Consensus. It's like a consensus of You guys
they say it publicly, so I can't hear their true opinions.
But they would say, yeah, like we're playing good basketball.
Yes.
So the real consensus and the real judgment doesn't come from the internal.
Right.
The players are always going to stay within the players' consensus. We playing pretty good basketball. We don't feel like we're playing basketball bad, but then you go to the fans and us,
fans gonna keep it
who we
real.
can say, hey, the basketball is right now when we
But
watch
it's
the
not coming
NBA.
from our fans. It's coming from
The people who have the voice.
whoever.
People who don't really watch the game.
Right. Yeah.
But when you look at the fans don't have a voice as much as we do as interpreting what the fans are telling us and feeding us, and we just push it out, right? So, like I said, the solution. What is the solution to
What's the solution? That's what he
you
asked.
believing that y'all are playing good basketball, but the fans are showing otherwise because they're not coming out to support, which would change the sales, which would change the concessions and all of the things that make the W boom. Right. And even for the NBA. The NBA would boom more if everyone felt the basketball was really being played at a high level. Now, if we got a bunch of guys scoring at a high level as they are, 70s, 60s, 50s, how many ladies in the W are doing that, putting on a show?
Right.
Like Asia. She was what, 55? Something like that, 57? That was the only outburst. And then you got Sabrina with the three-pointers. Those are the two things that we're looking at like, all right, that will be entertaining. Enrique in Dallas, she shows some some stuff. Point guard for the Aces is to Chelsea. She shows her thing every now and again. But at the end of the day, where's the flash and dash? And we look at Juju. We look at Caitlin.
Right.
You look at Angel.
Right.
These are girls who are in college that give an entertainment quality, but they're not in a W. So when you talk about the solution, it's like, all right, you hear a bunch of people giving their opinion on the problem. We got to figure out how you guys can deliver the solution so it can be delivered to you guys.
Right.
Because if there is no solution, it's like you got to deal with everybody keep identifying the problem.
But it's just, and I completely understand where you're coming from, but it's like we're getting because our league is so small and so talented, like those outbursts are hard because you have
a lot of good players.
Players on your team.
Yep.
So it's like, yeah, you'll get maybe a 50 ball here, a 40 ball there, but it's hard. And we actually be D'ing up. Like I tell y'all that all the time. Like maybe we'll play less defense to like up the entertainment value, which I completely understand. But like the people watching got to understand when that happens, like we're getting yelled at by our coaches and all these things. So it's like, it's a cycle, and I think we're getting there. You know, we don't take as many threes as the NBA does yet. I think we're heading in that direction. I think this draft class and next year's draft class, I think they're going to make a big effort to keep these players in the league, to keep the eyes on the league. But, like, that has nothing to do with us.
All right.
Well, because I did my research on all of it, the problem is that the WNBA girls that are in there now are too selfish to sacrifice today for the future. From day one, they handicapped American girls, right? So the American girls, if you're born in America, you have to go to college and play to a certain age, right? Overseas girls who have no following, right? You don't have an American following, but because you turn pro at an early age, because there's no high school basketball, you can come into the NBA or the WNBA at 18, 19 years old. Well, the product that has the following here has to wait. So you're sitting in college. Now think about how college basketball is. For the most part, it becomes dinosaurish, right? So for 3 years, whatever wild horse came into college basketball with their style out of high school has been whipped into a team type of player, a system player. When that system player gets into the W, she follows the rules. The problem with the W is if you don't allow the youth to come in and change the game, change it, right? You think about what I'm saying is you think about the Jujus and the Kellys and all those guys, if they come into the league right now, Taurasi and them can't physically keep up with these girls, which means get the fuck out of the league already. Retire. These girls is too fast. They're moving too fast at a speed you can't keep up with. But if I get to play against another 40-year-old, because we get to sit in here at 40 years old, it is easy to play basketball then. But if I got to stick someone that's, think about Jeff Teague when he retired, right? At 30-something. It's because somebody was moving. Like, I can't keep up with these dudes. I'm out. Make room for somebody else. So what ends up happening is the product, the thing that pushes the W into another category of money is sitting in college.
Yep. And it's been sitting in college.
It's always all your stars.
Our draft class 2018, I think our entire first-round picks are still actively playing. But it has taken so many years for us to get our own names and faces that whatever hype we had in college
gets lost.
It's like non-existent unless you're at an active social media, do other stuff. But then you've got to go to Europe and play. Now you're dark for 8 months. Now you come back. You're like, oh, I'm back. And everyone's like, wait, who are you again?
Yeah.
You can kind of see right there, she didn't even understand what was coming to the league. She's like, it's been in college. If you look at us, y'all weren't moving the needle like Angel, Caitlin, Cameron, Brink. Y'all weren't moving the needle like them. You can't compare yourself to them. Unfortunately. Wow, you can kind of see right here that the league just wasn't ready for the new wave that came in. You have to allow this new wave to come in and change the league. That's the only way you're going to get better. That's the only way the league is going to profit more. It's the only way the league is going to start getting more interesting, because you're going to display. You might have a Caitlin Clark now, but 4 to 5 years later, you might have a full Steph Curry type of player with the handles and all. That's evolution. When you displaying this type of gameplay, this type of style of play, it elevates the game. Now, a lot of people might argue that Steph ruined basketball. I don't think that, man. I think he really made it that much more interesting. Him, now Damian Lillard shooting way out, like, that is very entertaining.
Draft pick?
Like look at this class right here, right? The names you're saying. All those girls can stay in college one more year.
Yeah.
Right? They can stay in college one more year. They have the most popular names amongst, if we say just women's basketball itself, some of those college girls would be part of these names.
That's crazy.
Some of them might be in front of W, like one or two, like most famous basketball player right now. One of those college girls is going to be 1 or 2, right?
Yep.
And it's not a product inside the W, which those are the girls that's going to move the needles. Those are the girls that's going to get all the lipstick thing. Think about the youth that follows them, right? Those are the ones who buys the jerseys, buys the products. They're the ones who put money into the game.
The youth.
The NBA, when Jordan retired the first time, and they started using the youth.
The youth, man.
Kobe, KG, T-Mac. They started pushing the younger talent.
Do you think if he didn't retire, that would have happened then?
Probably not. Like, that's what I'm saying. Who's the Trojan horse that takes the W, right? If you're saying it's Juju, then you need to make a rule where she can come in now.
Yeah.
She can come in now.
Because the thing about the rule is,
you're talking about
the rule. You don't have to leave. So I've always been very much against that, letting them come out whenever rule, because then I think some girls will come out that shouldn't. And then what?
But that's a part of it.
You don't have to.
What I'm saying is, it shouldn't. Like, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Like the NBA, Kobe is not compared to Eddie Jones, right? That's who he's in. Eddie Jones is an all-star. This kid is 18. We're not on the same playing field. I know his trajectory, so he has a spot no matter what.
Right.
He's protected no matter what. My #1 pick coming out of high school, 18, right? She is protected no matter what, because one, her understanding the hits, understanding being the pro, by the time she would have got in here versus, like she's, even though she don't play this year, she battles with you guys in practice every day. By the time by the time it would be her regular rookie year, she'd be 3 years in, she might be a dominant pro by then. Right? Those are what's missing in the game.
Yeah.
And then same thing, get rid of some of those dinosaur coaches, right? What is your offense? Do y'all run UCLA cut?
No.
How many teams actually run UCLA cut in the W?
I don't think many anymore.
Because I know I was, what was the coach from Detroit? Bill Wnba. I was watching a game where I'm watching him, I'm like, wait, are they running UCLA? Is that the UCLA flex cut?
When Becky came in,
yeah, like that.
She shut all that shit down.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You need to put speeds in. So if you guys shoot 3, y'all should be shooting 43s a game.
Oh, I agree. But I hope in the new CBA, which is about to be renegotiated, rookie contracts become one of your guaranteed ones. I think that would help with this youth movement.
35 and over. 32 and over. I don't have no value for you.
Let's address the elephant in the room. Really is the ultimate sacrifice that the WNBA has to make is integrity of the game and entertainment value. This is the ultimate sacrifice the NBA made. When he's talking about when Michael Jordan retired, the game changed the format that allowed players who had the abilities to be more entertaining, to bring in more seat fillers. So when you look at the WNBA, it's compared to, in my eyes, the EuroLeague. EuroLeague compared to NBA is a totally different game because they play with integrity. It's boring. It's real basketball. And real basketball is boring because you're running sets, you're talking on defense, you're doing everything
the whole shot clock.
You learn from college.
Is that real basketball?
From where we come from the foundation of it, right? Yeah. So then you look at the W, it's foundational basketball from college. So it looks like still college basketball, but it's just older women playing college basketball. It's not entertaining. So the sacrifice that needs to be made is when Juju and Caitlin and all of these other younger players come in, allow them to be more entertaining, take the fossils out of the game, which are running the fossil offenses.
If I got a girl that can come down, Caitlin, right? If she comes in and jack shots, that's her game, and she comes to the W, and I say, we don't play like that.
Yes.
I'm as a coach, if I'm a coach, I did a disjustice to the league itself by doing that.
100%.
She is famous. She is the number 1-2 pick because of this style.
Yes.
If I do not adapt to this style, I ruined the game for you. Lowering the rim for dunking, you're not selling your game to NBA and dudes. It's called women's basketball. There's women out there everywhere that supports the game. So you lowering the rim to 7 foot and 6 foot, who gives a f what we think? My daughter's not watching the game for dunking.
Right.
She's not watching the game for this. She's watching the game for what it is because that's how she plays it. So that's your fan base. You have to.
Oh, yeah, tapping to women.
Like high school, think about high school girls and college girls. Your fan base, they play a whole different, think about what I'm saying. They live a whole different style and play a whole different style than you. They dress, they roll their little shorts up, thigh. Y'all got on long shorts. Y'all are old women to them. Right?
I don't wear long shorts.
No, I'm just saying for the most part, y'all.
I'm real cute on that word, please.
No, think about it. When you guys come into the draft, y'all got on suits, business women stuff. What do you think a 16-year-old girl is looking at? What the hell is that?
We need to pull up my draft class picture.
No, I'm just saying for just consent.
I don't think we had. I think we had one or two.
I'm just saying, but you are women.
Yeah.
But your audience is girls, right? So it's two different, so there's a bridge that's gone because you're 22, these girls are 16, 17, 18, so the look that they have versus what they see is very different to them.
That's great that you said that because I was just with a bunch of women in like the fashion and entertainment industry, and I had been meeting them for the first time, and they all said it. I had no idea that WNBA players looked like you. I've never seen one. And I was like,
damn.
That's what I've been trying to tell people though. Because people think I get in my feelings because I don't get promoted. I don't do this. I'm not one of the WNBA faces, whatever. No, I don't care. I'm doing my own thing. I love playing basketball. It's cool. But I didn't grow up seeing girls look like me out there, their hair done, their nails done, their lashes, makeup on. I love all of that as long as you take care of business on the court. But I've had a group of women like my age, a little older maybe, tell me that this is the first time they've seen a WNBA player that looks like me. And I'm just kind of like.
They didn't hold her accountable. And Gilbert making it like, 6 to 7 inches. Nobody telling them to do that, man. Not even a full inch, like half an inch. You're talking about 9.5 or 9. I appreciate this video. I appreciate this. I know this is an older video. Caitlin and them was still in college. It showed me where their mindset was at before the girls even got in the WNBA. I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves, man.